Thank you, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Women of Sweet Swine, where we share what's happening inside and outside Sweet Swine County. And today, I have the pleasure of being with my two co-hosts, Paris and Nicole. I'm so glad you two are here finally. Yay!
Finally.
What do you say, Nicole?
I wasn't very happy about having to be here, but anyways, I was enjoying a weekend getaway in Swine Lake. I was with all the important people of Sweet Swine County. You wouldn't know who they are, but anyways. I received a text from the producer telling me I needed to be here because I am so important. You couldn't do it without me. So here I am.
Well, I got the same text, and I was relaxing at the Swine Sound Commune. You've heard of it. I know that.
No, I haven't. I mean, really.
Well, I was there because they were doing a poetry reading, and then Ronnie P. Silas.
Poetry, really?
Oh, no, come on.
Silage.
Girls.
You guys are interrupting my thoughts.
Let's focus, please. Can we focus? You're losing sight of what we're here today. We have a very special day planned. I can't believe you forgot. Look at all the flowers on the set.
We get so many so often.
What's your mind of what today is?
Aren't they from our dressing room?
Have you seen our rooms?
Well, how about the champagne?
Okay, yeah, that's
Isn't
different.
that just normal?
It's our first anniversry, and we're going to have the best of the Women of Sweet Swine County today.
Well, what are we have had so many shows, so many great guests. How are we going to decide what to show on this?
Well, if the two of you would have been at the production meeting, you could have helped pick out clips for our special
We're busy
one-year
people. We have a
anniversary
life.
show.
Come
like
on.
autograph sessions and photo sessions.
Well, I have brought a list of my favorites regardless of where you two are at.
Let me see that list.
All right, there it is.
Oh, it looks good.
Like it's
So
gonna
here.
matter anyway.
Yes. Well, you know, everything we do is great. Of course you have. I mean, everything you pick would have been okay. But anyways, it's you.
You just have to look at it, don't you?
Of course. Look at
It's actually pretty good.
it. Huh. Okay, let me fold it over. All right, let's see. First category is a segment that's been one of our favorites. Did you decide categories too?
I did.
Wow, very proud of you. So
Just because of all the emails we get.
I know, the first category, and it makes sense. We'll start off with all the viewer emails.
Absolutely.
And you seem to have picked some really good ones. But all of our emails are from a segment that we do called Ladies, Are You Listening? So I think we should take out, let's look at a few before
Let's look at a few. Giddy up.
Ladies, are you listening?
This letter comes from Mary Peterson from the town of High Horse, right here, get it, right here in Sweet Swine County.
Let's see.
It says, hello ladies.
Hello.
I so enjoy watching your show.
Of course.
I am learning to be
Number
as
one show.
stylish and as educated as you.
Us?
I'm sure they're
You
talking
are.
about me. Giddy up.
Brianna, really?
Giddy up.
Anyway. Okay.
By
Let her have her
watching
moment.
the Women of Sweet Swine County. See, we are
Naturally,
number one.
We are. Take that, Bobby Ray.
Yeah, Bobby Ray. I'd like to make you aware of CJ's Czech Import Shop in Montgomery, Minnesota. Montgomery is a small town of about 2,700 people, and the community is very proud of their Czechoslovakian heritage, just like me. Carol, the owner of CJ's Czech Import Store. Her Czechoslovakian grandmother raised Carol, and she has always lived in the Montgomery area. Carol speaks, reads, and writes the Czech language.
That's really
wow.
good.
That's awesome.
Ladies, are you listening?
Ladies, I love your show and love your set. What's not to love?
Exactly.
But I couldn't help noticing you don't have carpeting. Not really.
Not really, just a row.
Recently, when I visited the town of Lesueur, I stopped at Miller Custom Flooring. I found something perfect for anyone who lives inside or outside Sweet Swine County. Carpeting made from corn. Have you heard of that? Carpeting
I
made from
haven't.
corn?
You haven't?
Never in
I
my
haven't,
life.
but I assumed you would.
Look
Half
at
your
this.
house is
Take
made
a look,
out of
guys.
corn. Holy
Feel
cow.
it.
Wow.
Anyhow,
Ooh, touch it.
it's great for the environment and great for the set. I thought
That
you
is
should know.
amazing.
Ladies, are you listening?
Well, guess what, Marianne?
What?
This email comes from Wells, Minnesota, from a mystery fan.
Ooh,
because
I like
it's signed,
the intrigue, Paris.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
signed anonymous. And it's about the
Let's hear it.
Wells Drug Soda Fountain in Wells, Minnesota. So listen up. If you're feeling a little nostalgic, visit Wells, Minnesota in Faribault County, where you'll find an old-fashioned soda fountain located in Wells Drug. Soda fountains were introduced into drugstores in the 1830s, but started to be the place to be in the 1920s. You know, roaring 20s. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Most people born in the early 20th century have fond memories of the refreshing treats they consumed at the local soda fountain. Many also reminisce about their days as a soda jerk, and it's not what you're thinking, where they have met lifelong friends or maybe their spouse. The golden age of soda fountains lasted until the 1950s, but it wasn't until the 1970s that they really lost favor with patrons. It was in the heyday of the 20s that a soda fountain at Wells Drug began. Over the years, it was such a popular place that many booths lined the walls to accommodate customers. Countless ice cream treats like sundaes, sodas, malts, and shakes were consumed. Rick Mueller grew up in Wells, and the Wells Drug Soda Fountain was a favorite place to meet friends during his high school years. Rick purchased Wells Drug and the soda fountain in 1983. Today, the friendly faces of Wells Drug still serve customers a variety of snacks, including ice cream, fountain drinks, toast, coffee, and cappuccino from the soda fountain. And the Wells Drug Soda Fountain is still the place to meet your friends, catch up with classmates during class reunions, or just hang out and enjoy a taste of the simpler life. I don't know anything about the Simple Life, but it does sound
I don't know anything about
fun.
Simple Life either, but it sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
We should check the Simple Life
We should.
out sometime.
Well, they have ice
you
cream
think?
and cappuccino. I mean, those are like our two favorite
Yeah.
things.
Yay.
Wow. Well, there you have it.
Okay.
Another viewer email that asks,
Ladies, are you listening?
Like I always say, ladies, our viewers are the best. And I really want to thank them for their emails. Thank you. They have a lot of information, and I absolutely love them.
I think we should take a look at some of our favorite guests. Good idea.
Welcome, Deb. We're very excited to have you here today.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
So, how long have you been in Congress?
Ann, we really need to come to rehearsals. It's not that kind of Congress.
Oh, Paris, that Nicole. She told me, oh, Prairie Ann, you don't have to go to rehearsal today. She's a congresswoman and blah, 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 blah.
Anyway, Deb, tell us, please, what is the Minnesota Inventors Congress?
Well, we're a nonprofit organization. We've been around since 1958. And what we do is, one, we help educate inventors about the process of inventing. And the second thing that we've done since 1958 is host an annual Invention Expo where inventors test market their products. And we have a lot of activities that take place during that event for families as well.
What would make an inventor want to come and exhibit their invention at the Congress?
What we explain to them is if they have a product and they don't know if there's a market for it, you need to find out what the public thinks about your idea. You want to determine if it's worth it to spend your time and money. And this is a very affordable way for people to come in. It's set up like a traditional trade show. And the people come by their booth and give them ideas about ways maybe to improve their product, tell them how much they might be willing to pay for that product. And it's that inspiration. They get to meet fellow inventors. It's a very unique opportunity to be a part of very creative and innovative people.
So why would a manufacturer attend?
Well, we want them to come to our show because there might be a product there that they could add to their product line that they manufacture. Or they may decide to launch into a new market that they'd never been a part of before.
Is the general public invited to attend?
Oh, we love it when the general public comes because that's what the inventors are hoping for. They need that feedback from the people, like I had just explained. It's very important to have a large number of people come by so that you get that unique feedback because people from all walks of life come. There are people who have been to every one of our 52 expos in history.
Welcome, Bill. We're so excited to have you here today, and we understand you're going to talk to us about windsurfing regatta in Worthington. What is windsurfing anyway, Bill?
It's attaching a sail to a surfboard. It was invented back in the early 70s, and what's become of windsurfing is today it's one of the fastest human-powered crafts in the world, only surpassed by a $5 million Australian boat. It is the fastest human-powered craft on the water. So we're excited to be part of that. And we're excited to be
And you
invited
do it
here.
right in Worthington, Minnesota, in the flatlands, on the
Why?
prairie.
Let me tell you about it if I can. Worthington's lake is called Lake Okabena. Lake Okabena sits high on the landscape. much higher than most prairie lakes. And it's
windier.
Yes, and its banks are very low. So the winds, the prairie winds that sweep this region,
So it's perfect for windsurfing.
it's not only ideal, some people say it's the fastest, windiest, and fastest lake in the nation. Testament to this fact is the fact that we have two of the largest wind generator fields in the United States on either side of the lake. When we first started this, we used to say there were millions of dollars worth of wind generation on either side of Lake Okabena. And 10 years has passed, and now we can say there's billions of dollars worth of wind generation. This has been recognized by the entire windsurfing community, United States Windsurfing, which I happen to be a board member on. And they've recognized that Worthington has some great attributes. One, a great community that is involved with this. And the other thing is that they recognize that this lake is like a small miniature racetrack, whereas most windsurfers are out in Hawaii or on the oceans on the coasts and
you would
stuff.
not expect
Yeah.
Minnesota to be in that list.
So do you make your own windsurf boards?
No,
Or
these-
do you have like a windsurf board shop in Worthington?
Well, we don't have a shop in Worthington, but they're throughout the United States. But they are very high-tech devices that
So
are
you
used.
can't make them yourself?
It would be pretty tricky.
Okay.
It'd be pretty tricky.
Is this a free event?
It's a free event. It's open to the public. And every year, for the last 5 years, we've been part of the National Race Tour.
Nice.
When we host the national championship, we have people from California, Hawaii, Florida, all the East Coast, most of the West Coast, California. And we also have, when we hosted the Nationals 2 years ago, we had people from Great Britain, we had people from
Oh, wow. International.
Canada, Australia. Four-time world champion from Australia flew in specifically for the event. It's one of the best kept secrets in the deep south of Minnesota.
Welcome, Nicole Elzinga. Nicole, we're so glad you're here.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
Yay.
So, Walnut Grove. All I think of is, well, the books.
The books.
Laura Ingalls Wilder.
Yes, and I think of Walnut Grove. I think of the TV show.
Yeah.
Yes, Laura Ingalls Wilder wrote 9 books, and one of them was about Walnut Grove. On the banks of Plum Creek is the book.
Seems like more than one.
Where exactly is Walnut Grove
Yeah,
for our viewers that don't know?
Right. The
If
studio
you're like-
audience probably
if you're
doesn't
like
know.
Patrick and live under a rock.
Or me, anything that is in California or,
Well,
Europe.
funny thing is, it's located southwestern Minnesota off the Laura Ingalls Wilder Historic Highway 14. It's about 150 miles from the Twin Cities. We'd probably miss it. You'd probably blink and miss it if you didn't know that it had Little House on the Prairie or Laura Ingalls Wilder involved.
And you are the caretaker of the museum in
Yep.
Walnut Grove,
Yeah,
correct?
my official title is Collections Manager, which is like
Ooh,
a
I like that
PC
better.
term for curator, exhibit builder, museum slave.
Museum slave, I like that.
Yeah, we're all
So how long has the museum been in existence?
Well, the thing that happened on September 11th, 1974 really opened the doorway to Walnut Grove, and that was the TV series Little House on the Prairie. Every week they would say Walnut Grove. And so suddenly, October 10th of 1974, they decided we need a museum to tell people what's going on in Walnut Grove. And so they started a museum. By that spring of 75, they had a building, an old gas station of all places, and they had a museum going.
So did anybody from the production company that was doing the television show actually come to Walnut Grove and look the town
donate?
over? Or
Yeah, it
you
was
know,
wonderful. We actually, NBC did donate a whole bunch of photographs from the TV series, and then Karen Grassley, who played Ma, Caroline Ingalls, she was the first star to visit Walnut Grove, and since then we've had several.
all of them, or
Not all of them, sadly. Michael Landon, who passed away in 1991, he didn't make it. Victor French, Victor, played Mr. Edwards, one of my
yes.
favorite characters. He didn't make it, but we've had Karen
Melissa
Grassley,
Gilbert?
Melissa Gilbert came as a tourist. I got to tour her at the museum. It was very exciting. She was in that musical, Little House on the Prairie, the musical.
Oh, yes.
And in 2008, she came to Walnut Grove and was a tourist. So she was very.
so not that long ago then?
No, not that long ago. And then our last stars we had this past year was Allison Ungram, who played Nellie,
Nellie.
my favorite
Nellie
character. And of course, Almanzo Wilder, Dean Butler. Pitter patter. They were wonderful.
And
this
she
year.
has just written a book, correct?
Allison,
Yeah.
Allison Ungram, Nellie,
wrote a book.
So did
yeah.
she do a book signing while
Yes,
she
she
was
did.
there?
She autographed her books, and it's actually based on her one-woman play, her one-woman show, that she's a comedian. Confessions of a Prairie.
Oh, yes.
So we can't say that word on TV. I'm sure the people would not be happy.
Ladies and gentlemen, join us in welcoming from Scott County, Minnesota, in the town of Jordan. Please welcome Maureen Carlson. Hi, Maureen. How are you today?
I'm great. Happy to be here.
Good, good, good. So
I have to ask this question. No, I absolutely love what you're wearing, but do you show up to every interview, every outing dressed like this? This is
I
lovely.
actually do.
I think it's
I
beautiful.
actually
It
do.
is. Paris.
I was kind of going to ask you the same, but you know, I
I'm
think we
always
all
fashionable.
have a taste for what we wear, and I love the woods, and I'm a storyteller. And so I go to schools, and I do public speaking, and I've worn this all over the country. And this is my friend Gertrude. Gertrude's my walking stick, and she came dressed for the occasion as well.
Can we see?
So are there
Oh, wow.
special things in Gertrude's pockets here?
Imagination,
Imagination.
creativity, surprises, joy,
Surprises and joy.
laughter.
Oh, all my
I can
favorite
hear it
things.
laugh. Maureen, what made you locate your Center for the Arts in the small town of Jordan? How did you become to be there?
Well, my husband and myself decided that I really needed a place where I could teach classes and show my work, because people were starting to be aware of some of the things that I did, and we needed a location. And so we were looking for a place that would be on a river. That was the first priority. It had to be on a river. Of course. And it needed a place where people could walk. So I thought it would be in the middle of 5 acres of woods. And then we found Jordan one day, and there's a beautiful park with a waterfall, and there's a place to walk, and there are little antique shops and little restaurants. And then I have my little place on the river, and it's perfect for us. It's close enough to Minneapolis, St. Paul, that people can drive in from the airport if they're coming in from out of town. We're about 35 miles from the airport, and so it's a perfect location for us. And it's a little small town and quaint, and when people come in from the East Coast or California, they'll go, "This is so cute. Look at this little town."
Oh, yeah.
So it's a very cute little town.
You mentioned classes and we checked your website
Yes.
out. We have to
Your
admit.
website's amazing.
Yeah. So you mentioned you have classes, you have retreats. Why do the students come to you? And you said they come from all over, like California, East Coast. What other areas?
Well, we've actually had people from out of the United
Just
States.
gonna ask, in other countries.
Usually they're coming in for something else, to visit relatives, and then they'll
Okay.
come and see us because they know about my work because I write books. And with the internet now, and I've done some television on HGTV, and with the internet, you know, you can get buzz
everyone.
going. Yes.
Everyone.
So we've had people from Kuwait, Austria, England, Thailand, United States, and Canada.
Exactly. Where are you located in Wyndham?
Well, you remember those old downtown squares, don't you, with the courthouse right in the middle?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Fairytale Indians is located on the south side of that, and there's a lot of shops around the square in downtown Wyndham that you could all shop at.
Oh, sounds
You
nice.
see? You see?
You need to get.
You need to get out of town. I mean, and see that. She's never been outside Swine County. This is all she knows. No, she doesn't
Okay,
know.
I hear voices in the audience, little
Yes.
voices, and I've heard that we have some models who will be modeling clothes from Fairytale Endings.
Yes, we do.
Let's bring them out. I say bring them out.
I say bring them out
Let's
too.
see some
Yay.
style.
Sounds good. Our first model is Angie. She's 11 years old. She goes to the 5th grade at Wyndham Middle School. And Angie likes to hang out with her friends and go to the mall. And this might be one of the outfits that she might choose. From head to toe, Angie's outfit costs right around $32.
I gotta say, I love the shoes. They're
I know.
like that.
The headband. She rocks the outfit. She does.
Thank you, Angie.
Wow, that was great. Can we see another?
Yes, our next model is Kennedy Anderson. She's 10 years old. She's in the 4th grade at Wyndham Middle School. And Kennedy loves to ice skate. She also likes watching her brother play hockey, and she loves watching Hannah Montana.
The scarf is great.
She has great boots too. 2 great outfits. How many more?
Quite a few more,
Okay,
actually.
let's see another. We have time.
Easton is 3 years old. He's from Butterfield, Minnesota, which is close by Wyndham. And Easton likes big trucks, and he likes choo-choo trains, and his total preppy boy outfit costs right around $19.
Cute.
Very
Thank
nice.
you, Easton.
Good job.
Thank you.
There he goes.
Okay, that was just my favorite one. Isn't he
Yes,
cute?
yes,
Oh my God.
They're all cute.
Those were great guests. But that was only a few. We had so many more. Very interesting people. They had so much to show us. It was great.
Our
It
guests
was
are
great.
more
And you know what?
interesting than the
Another
ones
thing
on
that
the
I
Taco Bell.
loved about our show last year is when we interviewed all those guests with the different festivals
Oh,
that
the
were being held
festivals. I
outside
know.
Sweet Swine
That
County.
was like,
you should go there. You
that
should
much
go and see
happens
them more
outside
often.
Sweet Swine
Yes,
County?
we
Yes.
keep telling you.
You
should
actually
go.
have to
Okay,
be there
well,
to see it.
take a peek.
We
Let's
will.
see what
All
you think
right.
about this. Hi, Kathy. We're so glad you're here. And when you were in the green room, you probably heard us talking about all the wonderful festivals that take place outside Sweet Swine County. Does Iota have a festival?
Yes, they do, and I'd like to thank you for having me come and tell you about our little festival that we have. It's in July 11th through the 18th, and it's just a week packed full of lots of fun things to do.
We're very happy to be here to talk to you about Henderson Sauerkraut Days. It's one of the neatest little celebrations in the state of Minnesota. It is the only place where I believe you can go in the United States that you can have all the sauerkraut you want for free. You can eat all the sauerkraut you want for 3 days. It's the last full weekend in June.
Deb, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Well, thank you.
I'm going to start you off with a question because we are just dying to know who you are and what do you do in Emmitsburg.
Oh, well, everybody in Emmitsburg knows me. And Prairie, and yes. I'm Deb Height, and I am the Executive Director of the Emmitsburg Chamber of Commerce. And I'm here to tell you all about our St. Pat's celebration that's coming up here in March.
So what brings the St. Pat's celebration to Emmitsburg? How did it all come about, Deb?
Emmitsburg's very strong in its Irish heritage, and they've been celebrating St. Pat's for about 51 years. That was when two businessmen, John McCain and Gary Gerard, just decided that something needed to be celebrated on St. Patrick's Day, so they walked into the street and decided to have a celebration.
So is there a Blarneystown?
There is a Blarney Stone. I'm glad you
Where's
asked.
that located?
There's a statue of Robert Emmet in the courthouse square, and Robert Emmet is the Irish patriot that Emmitsburg is named after.
Obviously.
And
The
at the
Emmett part,
base of
not the Robert.
Yeah, and at the base of Robert Emmet is Blarney Stone. And the legend has it that it was brought over from our sister city in Dublin, Ireland.
So we hear you have a lot of events.
We do. One of our biggest ones is Gladiola Days, and that's usually during the third week of August. This year it's the 22nd through the 29th.
What is it?
Gladiolas are a flower.
No, yeah.
And Carl Fisher is world renowned for hybridizing glads, and this was the area that he would plant fields and acres of gladiolas. So it was really a festival of harvest of glads, and he gave a lot to the community.
Now,
with
was
the gladiolas.
he raised in St. Charles, or
He was.
Okay.
He was.
And how many years have you had the Gladiola
Well,
Festival?
I think it started in 1964. And then
Okay,
there
so
was
what's
a
going
few,
on?
there was a few years where it was called Flower Fest, and now it's back to Gladiola Days again.
I
so.
love those.
Yeah.
They're one of my favorite flowers.
So what'd you think about all those great festivals?
Hey, we like them.
I'm thinking I need to get outside of Sweet Swine County. Giddy up.
Well, you learned a whole lot this past year.
I have
Proud of
learned
you.
tons this past year, and one thing I know for sure is I want to get outside Sweet Swine County and enjoy all those wonderful festivals.
Did you just get that today? I mean,
I
really?
just got it.
After a whole year?
An Oprah light bulb moment. Hello. But guess what?
Wow.
I also did some clips of our guests from Sweet Swine County.
You know what? It seemed to me that every time we had a guest from Sweet Swine County, there were some problems.
I think it's well worth taking a look at.
Oh, definitely.
Forget about the people
We-
inside of Sweet
exactly.
Swine County.
You need to take a look.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Sure.
Let's take a look. Here we have Sweet Swine County's one and only Tomato Queen. Yay! Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, Ingrid, we are so happy to have you here. Thanks for coming.
Oh, you're welcome. It's so nice to be here.
And so could you tell us a little bit about what it's like to be the tomato queen of Sweet Swine County?
Oh, Oh, don't you know, it is just such an honor, greatest honor bestowed upon me. In fact, no offense, girls, but I kind of feel like the Sweet Swine County queen, not just the tomato queen.
You know, Ingrid, I heard you beat out Mrs. Swanson and Betty Thompson for the title of Tomato Queen.
Yes, I did. And those ladies, as deserving as they are, cannot grow tomatoes like I do. In fact, this year I also beat out my cousin Inga. Beat her butt. Sure I did.
Inga from Lars and Inga, lost in Minnesota.
Oh, they are lost all right. I hear they are lost somewhere in Minnesota. Don't really care when they come back. And I gotta say that it made it a lot easier for me to apply for this really big position of Tomato Queen with her gone.
Very interesting, Inga. Do you prefer to pronounce it tomato or tomato?
Oh, Prairie Ann, what a great question. You know, all that matters is that you get the word "o" in there. Tomato, tomato, who cares? I use them both. It doesn't matter.
Inga, did you bring some of your prize winners to share along today, or
Absolutely.
your basket there?
I do. I am producing a lot of tomatoes these days. You know what time of year it is. And I gotta tell all the great audience members here, you're gonna be taking home a tomato with that pashmina scarf.
Wow.
I brought enough for everybody.
Just get a look at those. Oh,
Sure.
Mary Ann, check these babies out.
Inga, these are some nice tomatoes.
Yeah, I think they're my best.
So, Inga, are there any secrets you could share with us about growing these fantastic tomatoes? You know, I've heard that the demand, you can't even keep up with it, and you had to open a stand.
I did, you know. I opened up a stand. I am producing, with my super secret engineering techniques, I am producing about 100 tomatoes per plant. So I opened up a stand down on 5th and Vine. No pun intended. I'm real excited. Open up 7 days a week. I don't got nothing else to do but hang out with my tomatoes. So come on down and buy some tomatoes from me.
Wow, Inga, what made you fall in love with the tomato? I mean, it's kind of weird but cool at the same time.
Oh, it's a fun story. Kind of sad at first, but my mom thought I talked a little bit too much and a little too loud around the house, so she locked me out during the day, and I hung out in the garden. No worries, hung out in the beautiful garden and got attracted to the tomato plants. And you know what? They spoke to me. Yeah, they did, those tomatoes. They just spoke to me and they said, "You're gonna grow us and we're gonna just love you."
I never knew tomatoes were so interesting. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, you just gotta listen.
But not to bring up a negative, Inga, but I heard you were being kicked out of the garden club. Is that true?
Mary Ann.
Oh no, I gotta clear this up, don't you know? The media. You know all the media. They are going to just go after whoever's on top. And right now, I'm on top.
Welcome, Betty. It is so great to have you here today.
Well, I'm very happy to be here too, ladies. Thank you for inviting me.
Betty, we understand that you're going to have a cooking show. Is that what it is?
Yes,
On Clock TV?
Yes, indeed. I will be doing an episode each time, and I will be doing a special recipe. I'm really excited about bringing this to our television program here.
Yeah. You look like you really like cooking.
I do.
Do you like cooking?
Oh, I like cooking. I
How
cook
about you?
all the time.
I do. And Betty, you may know that I am a crack reporter, and you were supposed to have started your show 2 months ago, but you took this strange leave of absence. Is that true?
You know what?
Some have.
Prairie Ann, the show is not about you. She's a guest. We want to hear about her cooking show. Tell us about your show.
It's all right.
Please.
No, I will answer your question. Let me finish. Let me finish, Prairie Ann.
Okay.
This feels like a hot seat. Did you heat this seat up, Prairie Ann? Feels pretty hot. At least I didn't burn down the farm.
Prairie
Yes,
Ann.
indeed. I did take a short leave of absence. Some very unfortunate photos showed up. Really, I was doing a rehearsal. There was no cameraman there. I have no idea how those pictures were taken.
That's what happens when you are so famous, It happens all the time.
Oh, Prairie Ann, you aren't showing those same old photos again. It's old news. Let's forget about it. And
That's very bad
those
taste.
Photos
That's very
were
bad
taken-
taste. Oh, you didn't
Those
tell us?
photos were taken out of context. What I was doing was I was testing one of my very secret ingredients that I imported from the hills. You know, I have a feeling that maybe Mrs. Swanson may have had something to do with taking those pictures and releasing them to the media. You know, she has those ties with the CIA. And you know, the CIA, they make those little tiny cameras. They're so little, you can hide them in anything, you know, could be in anything.
She has a keychain camera.
Yes, 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 yes.
Wow.
And you know, she hasn't liked me for a long, long time.
What are you doing?
From day one, she's called me harlot, homewrecker, told people that I flirted with her husband.
Well, I heard some things about you and her husband. I did.
Well,
I did. I mean,
really.
I don't know. Maybe.
But
there
you
was
know,
some truth to it.
she has problems of her own. I would be the last one to add to her problems. I mean, she had a love affair with a Russian, a love child.
Okay,
Oh,
you know what?
You know, I won't talk about that.
You are right. You are right.
Betty, let's cut to another town. Let's go to another town. I need to.
You got it, Betty. Great idea.
We're going to go see another one of those great towns outside Sweet Swine County. We'll be right back.
What do you say we get started?
Okay.
Hey.
Earl, what are you doing here?
Well, what are you ladies doing here? And
It's our
this
show.
Doesn't
What are you
Number
look.
one rated women of Sweet Swine County. You don't film until tonight.
Oh no! Mom said I had to hurry up or I'd be late.
Earl.
Well, I guess Mom was wrong. Giddy up.
Earl, since you're here, why don't you just stay and tell us what you were going to do on Split Hoof tonight? Right, Prairie Ann?
I don't know. I don't want Cousin John to fire me, and besides,
Cousin John
he said
won't
that
care.
your show is just like an old hen meeting. You know, just all fluff and
Oh,
chatter.
really? He said that?
Cousin John, Prairie Ann, just... all right. Earl is here. He has information. Share something with us. I mean, you
okay.
look like you're just ready to burst.
Well, I was gonna talk about the things outside Sweet Swine County. You know, the things I usually do on my show or on my segment called Earl Steps Out.
Oh, really, Earl? I've heard you don't even step outside of Sweet Swine County. That was a whole buzz on TMZ this afternoon.
Well, yeah, but this time I'm going to. This time I'm going to.
Earl,
But
just share with us, please. I know our viewers are dying to know it. Anything that irritates Cousin
All right.
John. Fabulous town, ladies, wasn't it? It was awesome. All these great towns outside of the county.
Yeah.
Clarice.
All these great towns not in front of the green screen. I love
Exactly. And guess what? Clarice, tell us your news.
Well, as you know, I have been working for Cluck Television for a long time, working my way up from the mailroom. And I am so excited to announce that I have written a book. And I'm even more excited to tell you that my publisher has agreed to give away one copy to every person in this audience.
We're going to get one. We're going to get one.
What kind of book is it?
Well, actually, ladies, I have written a tell-all book.
Tell-all. Ooh, I love our favorite kind of book. Yeah, what's the
what is
title?
it
Who's it
about?
about? What?
Well, the title
what are you
of the
spilling your
book
guts about?
is Not So Sweet.
I should have taken
The story behind the women of Sweet Swine.
Oh my God!
Marianne, what are you wearing? What is that? Is it Sweet Sweet? Did Katie put you up to this? Our ratings are good enough the way it is. What is going on?
Well, I look good. Oh my God!
How can you say that? Like you can tear the trash on us.
Where did you get that picture?
Is that your book?
I think it's Photoshop.
Let me read that. You didn't talk about the time that I was.
Yes, she did.
Oh,
Okay. Well,
we definitely
are out of time.
I see what you mean. It didn't always go that well, did it?
Those people, I mean,
Like Earl
But they're still good
shaking.
people.
I mean,
They're
Earl is
still
a
good
nice
people.
guy, but did you just not see him shake? He thought Cousin John was going to walk in any minute as we were filming, and Clarice, eye roll.
who told her she can ride? I mean, honestly, did she even go to elementary school?
What about she really the one who couldn't cook, but is a chef? Or
She's a cook, but she doesn't cook, and then she has something to get somebody else in. So I mean, really, we don't want that drama. Who wants that?
I don't know.
we
It
can,
was
okay,
kind of a
we'll
train wreck,
thank
wasn't
them.
it?
You are right, Prairie Aunt. You're right. Yeah, for once. But you know what? We should also thank all those special reporters, you know, the ones that do those little blobs or blurbs or whatever, the segments, whatever you want to call them, in between. And I know, again, Ronnie P. Silage, he's the poet. He also does Almost Breaking News, does a very good job. And then we've got roving reporter Clarice, who we might not think is a very good novelist, but hidden away, not forgotten. I mean, look at all the places that were hidden away and we had forgotten, and she brought them back up,
And
which
we'd
is
like
good.
to forget about her. Hello.
Exactly.
Oh, definitely.
Well, then we've got our wandering motorist cousin Jeff. He does In the Passenger Seat, and we learn a lot from him, believe it or not.
He's hot.
As he's
I don't think so. But
anyway,
your
and then
taste,
we've
Corinne.
we toured all the libraries, so now you know where they are, thanks to the book author Caroline in Memoirs of a Librarian.
She's so nice. She was here. She was
knows
really
her
nice.
stuff. Yes. Let's thank them. Thank you. Thank you.
And a special thanks to all the viewers who have made the Women of Sweet Swine County the #1 afternoon show in Sweet Swine County. There you go, Bobby Ray. And here's to a wonderful second season
It'll be
with
fabulous.
all the women of Sweet Swine County. And remember, folks, we share small town stories with big town attitude, for we are the women of Sweet Swine County. Bye-bye for now.